I mean, I was calling for the murder, not the murder, the execution of all members of Congress and all members of the Senate, and then all of a sudden my shit goes down. They're not watching, but oh well. It's funny that people think that you can't say shit like that, though. Like, I'm sorry, but this country was built upon the blood of everybody, uh, and that's how it should. Like, if you look at our fucking constitution, like they say, like shoot these cocksuckers if they think that they're better than you. But like the American way, it was actually cool. It was actually like we can talk about slavery all we want, and we can dwell in the past and cry about it until we're blue in the face, right? And let people fuck up our progress. Uh, it's actually called, the people called progressives are the one that like to fuck up our progress. Isn't that fucking funny? And the people that are called conservatives, they actually want to do what they want to do. They want to conserve the way that we are living. You gotta conserve things. And I'm not even really that much of a conservative, but I live in Florida, man. I live in Southwest Florida. So, not Miami. I'm like directly on the opposite side of Miami on the other coast. Yeah. Um, Fuck yeah, I got gators here. Uh, yes, there's gators everywhere. Um, but here's the thing: is that if you don't fuck with an animal, that animal won't fuck with you. Of course, you got to be smart. You can't be in their area. It's like going into a gang-infested area and just acting like you belong there and shit. You're gonna get fucking shot. Like, animals are awesome. Animals, like, fucking. You don't gotta worry about the animals in Florida, you gotta worry about the people. The Florida man, dude. And I was born and raised here. I got the Florida man syndrome, dude. I'm out of my fucking gourd, dude. But if you've never heard about this, just type in Florida man in YouTube or whatever. The police thing, the shit that happens down here, the news reports are fucking wildly hilarious. Because people are just fucking wild down here. I was thinking about this today. When you're a kid, you think you're, at least I thought I was real. Oh, yeah, dude, Flocka. The reason that guy ate that dude's face on Flocka is it wasn't the Flocka. It was the guy. The guy was just out of his fucking mind. Yeah, Mike will return when he returns. Um, Flocka, I believe, was an analog of crystal methamphetamine. It was a Chinese research chemical. They sold it as bath salts because, not for human consumption. These are bath salts. Also, like, you can go in, like, the same places. We have, like, not bodegas, but we call them haji shops. They're owned by, like, Indians and Pakistanis. Oh, shit, that's awesome, dude. Chopped the guy's head off on the bus and ate his ears. That's amazing, dude. I'd like to meet that guy. Sorry, babe. Hmm? Yeah, dude. Well, in Canada, oh, god damn, man. A guy like that probably shouldn't be allowed back on the street. But meanwhile, we have like these draconian sentences in America for stupid shit. Well, you know what I have to say about that is I have no compassion for the person that got his head eaten because that guy was a pussy. Like, first of all, someone off their meds shit is gonna be not very strong. They're not. They're gonna not be feeling good, you know? And even if they're high off of PCP and have inhuman strength, you can just punch them right in the fucking face and you could take their inhuman strength right out of them. So, kudos to the guy for killing a weakling. Like, fuck him. If you can't fight for your life on a bus, you can't get away from the bad man on the bus. Like, fucking, what are you, 6? Like, that's my honest opinion on that. As fucked up as that may sound, I have no compassion for that guy. He didn't defend himself. Fuck him. He died. Bye. Yeah, dude. All men should be able to defend against that kind of shit, man. Like, and if you can't, sorry. Like, that's nature, dude. That's just nature, man. Everyone should have studied mixed martial arts. Like, if you don't know some shit, if you don't know a few holds, if you don't know a few ways to strike and block, if you don't know, holds meaning like jujitsu or wrestling, shit like that, you want to have that ground game shit covered. You want to know how to throw just a few different combinations because people are pussies and no one knows how to fight, and all you got to do is bust someone up in the face 2 times and they're fucking done and they're crying. And if they're not, they're drunk, and you can take them to the ground and just fucking choke the life out of them. I love that. I like to choke people out. It's actually pretty funny to me. But kicks, elbows, blocking, parrying, ankle locks, yeah, wrist locks, how to toss, judo toss people, all that shit. Yeah. All those fucking awesome things, dude. It's fun. If you have children, get them into it. Little girls need to know how to do this shit so they don't grow up to be fucking victims of shit, you know what I mean? Everyone needs to, it should be taught in elementary school how to meditate and the basic and fundamentals of just like mixed martial arts. Oh, society is tame, bro. I haven't run into anybody that wanted any smoke in fucking years. And I won't knock on wood for that because I don't give a fuck. Yeah, bro. The 90s was the last, like, time to. It was the last, like, real. Something left when we left, like, when we went to, like, into the 2010s, dude. Like, something happened where it changed from, like, that cool 90s shit to, like, this weird dystopian nightmare that we live. And, that's damn, Donovan, that's cool, bro. What would you say? What would you say? Things are kind of crazy right now. They're a little fucked up, but they'll get better, they'll bounce back and everything. But because everything goes in cycles, and we're just in a cycle where like a lot of men have been like programmed to be just cool with being emasculated. A lot of men have been cool with just being like, okay, I suck. Yeah, I'm toxic masculinity and all that. That shit is for the birds. And people are waking back up again and being like, what the fuck are we talking about for the past 8 years? Fucking what? That's how it goes. You know, man. You've seen the time changes. It's cyclical. So while things can seem fucked up, don't follow mainstream news. Don't even follow the news, dude. If any stream, look at it for entertainment. If you need another weather, it's about what it's good for. It's entertainment. Literally, it is. That's what it's like. That's what its tax code is. Entertainment. Good. I don't either. I used to be really into dude, I cannot believe that fucking Canada turned into such a piece of shit place during COVID. Very strange, man. Very strange to see because Canada was always the more. It was like the grown-up brother of America. I love Joe Rogan, man. I've been watching ever since the first episode. Dude, yeah. Like, just from my limited times that I've like paid attention to Canada, Canada always seemed mad cool. And then all of a sudden, it was like everybody's been asleep kind of for the past, I would say, 10 years. Taking a piss, yeah. Joe Rogan kicks a heavy bag. Probably, he's probably one of those. What kind of kick is it? It's a Taekwondo kick that he uses. It's a certain kick. Like, Joe Rogan's not the best person to kick a bag, but with that specific way that he kicks, that kick, I forget what it's called. It's a side kick. It's a side kick in the Taekwondo system, and he just drilled it and drilled it and drilled it and drilled it, and he's got a small compact frame with a lot of muscle and density on it. He's explosive like a motherfucker. Like, I would hate to fight that guy. Because he's like a bear. But yes, he would kick the fuck out of it. He could beat many, many people just by kicking them in their shins, in their thighs, dude. Imagine getting a fucking thigh kick from that dude. Even though I love Rogan, I think his comedy is juvenile and shit. But if you saw him live, like, I'm sure it was awesome because the electricity of seeing. Yeah, okay, cool. I've been listening to Joe Rogan since he came out with this album called Shiny Happy Jihad. I've been a comedy fan. I'm a comedy nerd, motherfucker, dude. I love comedy because it's an essential art form for culture. The fool that gets to make fun of the king without getting killed or canceled. Comedy is very, very, it's a sacred art. And my first dealings with Joe Rogan in comedy was he put out an album called Shiny Happy Jihad. Dana White had financed the album. It was a comedy, and this is back when it was comedy albums on CDs and shit. I liked Rogan, but he introduced me to the best comedian ever, Doug Stanhope. He is, and once I heard Doug Stanhope, I was like, you can't really go back to you can't really listen to other comedians that are just like. But what I liked Joe Rogan for was before his podcast, when he would do his shows, he would do Q&As for like 2 hours on stage after the show, or just like in the hall of the arena or whatever. And he would talk shit with the people because people would ask him about, hey, how's 5-MeO DMT, man? And Joe Rogan was doing a lot of 5-MeO back then. And so, like, he was just very informative and, very cool. And he was funnier in that kind of Q&A, answering questions about crazy topics that he knows about. I thought he was funny, and he was. Like, obviously, he's very successful now, and he found a way to make those Q&A things. He turned that in, and then he went to Opie and Anthony's radio show in New York and saw, like, oh, this is a hang, man. Like, you guys aren't scripted. And all of a sudden, him and Brian Redband, I saw their first episode. It was like, it was funny, but it was like just, it wasn't best quality or anything, but it was funny. And they were sponsored by the Fleshlight and shit, and like Duncan Trussell would come by, Ari Shafir, Joey Diaz, Doug Stanhope would make appearances. Like Joey Diaz, who used to open for Rogan. Uh, Joey Diaz, he's a great dude. He's one of my favorites too. So yeah, I'm really into Joe Rogan, man. I know all about. I think his friends are funnier than him. Duncan Trussell is a good dude. Have you ever heard Duncan Trussell's Family Hour? That's where I. That's the first time I heard Damian Eccles really talking about magic. Was on Duncan Trussell's show. Damn. Did he rape you? Holy shit. Bill Cosby, man. Wow, dog. I was born in 1988. Huh. That's amazing, man. So your magician work, was it like magician comedy, kind of like was it like the Amazing Jonathan style? The Amazing Jonathan was a good dude. I always thought he was funny. But I do a bird act. I pull out my dick and show it to the audience. Man, how would you say? How would you say doing like stage comedy? Is there Has learning ceremonial magic helped you with your stagecraft at all? Gotcha, bud. So Donovan, I'll tell you what I'm doing for my magical practices right now, and then you shoot off what you're doing. Uh, if I'm When I'm really like on the top of my game, doing every day, all that, I'm doing a lecture for the. Oh shit, that's cool, bro. Whoa. Huh. That's cool, man. Yeah, nice. Huh. What's the lecture on? When you get to that, I'll tell you close-up magic. Okay. Sleight of hand stuff? That's gotta be, fucking sleight of hand is like crazy. How? Oh, dog, that's cool, man. That's cool. How much practice does it take of doing, you know, just shuffling cards, shuffling cards, shuffling cards, shuffling cards, shuffling cards in different ways, different ways, different ways. Like, I've seen how some magicians, like, some, like, I watched a documentary on a magician that was, like, in, like, a sleight of hand guy. And, 18 hours a day, yeah, that's what I thought, yep. Because like, the documentary was, like, about the dedication that this dude had to the craft of, like, just stage magic, and it fucking, it's something that, like, is a calling, man. It's, you got to be passionate about it. The dude was practicing like 18 hours a day too. But I guess that's true with anything. Crystal meth is sweet, dude. Sometimes. The good old days. I'm sure you're at an age, Donovan, now where you probably know a cool doctor. Well, you live in Canada, so I don't know how doctors are, but when you meet a cool doctor, they'll prescribe you anything. And a lot of people don't know this one. Crystal meth is a pharmaceutical pill. It's called Desoxin. Okay, okay. That's good, man. We all get clean. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, dude. Vegas is no place if you're fucking. You probably got a couple books worth of like fantastic stories. You should probably look into that big, or a book just on sleight of hand magic or whatever. Oh, Vegas. Yeah, of course. The devil runs Vegas, dude. If you want to see Satan's asshole, go to Las Vegas, man. You'll see it. He'll show it to you. It's a place built on the misery of everybody. People putting their. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, 13 years, man. I hope you would. Like, there's like two types of people that when they get clean. Yeah, man. When you're doing bad shit, uh, yeah, you won't be able to hold. You could be a trillionaire and you'd lose it all when you're doing bad. You know, and you know when you're doing bad shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course, bro. Of course, because you've been working, you've been grinding, and you've been doing what you need to do. That's good. That's yeah, yeah. It, nowadays it's hard to kind of get there right now for people, you know. hopefully we can get some shit sorted out with our economies. Yeah, God is in charge, bro. But it's you that has to do the work to, I guess, get the blessings of God. Because it feels like as though yeah, absolutely. You'll always be provided for, but being provided for and then actually having like stability in your life and what you just said, like, are kind of two different things. You will always be provided for. But are you going to be a millionaire? Depends on how you're living your life, you know, to be honest. But I also don't. Okay, so I'm gonna look like a cheap motherfucker right now. These are some of the coolest cards I've ever fucking found. I got these on Temu for like fucking like $3 or $4, dude. And usually shit like you buy on Temu takes like a month to get there. It came within like a week. It was like fucking regular shipping time from China or wherever the slaves made this at. So it's like slave labor cards. So I like that. So, but here's why I like them. So. Thanks, man. All right, so the page of wands. So it's gonna give you the keyword to the card up here. Page of wands, enthusiasm. It's gonna give you what chakra it's connected to. So that's the Muladhara, the root chakra. The planet it's connected to, Saturn. Astro sign, Sagittarius. You can use these cards for just yes or no answers. It gives you what it means reversed, what it means upright. And then hell yeah, man. Only thing about these I don't like is what they're made out of. They're super slippery against each other. And like trying to shuffle them is like a motherfucker. Other than that, they're very cool cards. Very, very cool cards. Tremendous, actually. Because I could tell you like the Kabbalistic meanings of every card, and I could tell you like what planet it connects to, and what astrological sign, and what it means at its like magical core, and what it means for your Kundalini energy and all this shit. But I still can't remember what the Lesser Arcana means. I still have to pick up my fucking guide for Lesser Arcana cards, and so I appreciate these that give like just the general gist of what they're about, so I could be like, oh, okay, yeah. Because you have to put all that together, and then it's a holistic look at the card. If you want to get better at tarot, bro, earlier I was coloring cards. WRP middle blue, cool. Staples. Yeah. I like any libraries, man. And what I would love to do is be like a rare book collector and seller and shit, like Johnny Depp in The Ninth Gate. For real, I would love to do that. If you want to get better at tarot, man, that's a pretty penny, bro. Holy fuck. I got a couple thousand books in my like Google Drive. Or well, it's split between 3 Google Drives and my Apple Cloud thing. But it's PDFs, and PDFs suck dick. Real books have like a different, whole different dimension to them, and magic books in particular are fucking expensive, man. That's awesome. So, the tarot, I was just coloring cards. This is the Boda deck, the Builders of the Adytum. Builders of the Adytum. And so these cards come, they come looking like this. Oh, that's how they come. But no, they come looking like this. And the Hermetic deck is black and white. The Hermetic deck is black and white, and I like that aesthetic. I have like 4 decks that are black and white. I love black and white. I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know if so. One of the first lessons you learn in Boda, Builders of the Adytum, it's a mystery school in Los Angeles that sends you. It was used to be through the mail. You could still get shit from the mail if you want, but it's more email, and they send you all types of all these lessons on the tarot, and then they send you lessons on how to do real manifestation working with your subconscious, and then they send you lessons on, there's about 3 or 4 steps of tarot to learn. And then it teaches you also the Tree of Life, which I was also coloring. These are my girl's cards, actually. She kind of stopped coloring them, so I was like, give me those cards, I'm gonna color. Oh, hell yeah, bro. Yeah. Well, the Tree of Life is the best, man. It's a diagram that you can fit. It's a technology, dude. But you can get this. You get this from Boda. You got to color all the Sephira. Hell yeah, dude. Each of the 22 trumps are connected to the paths. There's 22 paths that connect each other together. So the 22 trumps are, and they're connected to, each of the trumps have a Hebrew letter on it. There's 22 Hebrew letters. It's a big system. That's all. Everything is intertwined. Tarot, this, astrology, the Hebrew language, all of it. And this thing is like, hold on. This thing is like $5. Like, the pack of cards for tarot cards for Boda that you color. It's like 12 bucks or something if you want it with this. That gives you the colors that you're supposed to use. Or without the book. I've colored 2 or 3 decks. I think 2 decks. But like I just ordered another deck because I wanted to color another one. And just the deck of these, is like $8. It's fucking awesome. Super cheap. Not a huge investment. But what happens is color is majorly important. Color. Like I don't know if you ever fucked with the Tot Fuzz. Those are the flat. Those are the they're these big things that you're supposed to make. They're like a foot by a foot long. And you draw different shapes on them with different colors, and they represent elements and sub-elements and all this shit. And you use what's called the flashing colors, and that's like red and green. If something is all red and then you outline it in green, your eyes are gonna have this like weird reaction to that, because the colors are frequencies of light, and once you trap it down into something, now these cards hold vibrational energy of the colors. So that's the reason every color in a tarot, in the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, if you go look at it, every single color means something. Like the book will show you like the Hierophant and all the different colors and what they all need to fucking look like. I cannot stick to the script, and I keep fucking not doing it how it's supposed to be done. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck Boda. I think I'm gonna order another pack of cards and color them even more crazy than I did before, because they're my cards. So I'll read some stuff from this. Publisher's note to the 6th edition. This extraordinary booklet was written by Dr. Paul Foster Case, recognized world authority on tarot and Kabbalah. In order to serve his fellow man more effectively, he founded the School of Ageless Wisdom, which he later changed to the Builders of the Adytum. The Adytum is what the Jews call the Holy of Holies in their synagogues and temples, and it's this place where no one's allowed to enter at all. It's in the back of the synagogue. And every year the high rabbi goes into there and he speaks the 72-letter name of God of the Shem Hem Hafaresh. And that's called the Adytum, or the Holy of Holies. But really what we're talking about is being a builder or a mason of your mind. Builders of the Adytum, a non-profit religious organization, because of having attained both inner and outer initiation in the most advanced grades of adeptship in the Western mystery training system, he was able to attune his consciousness to the highest spiritual levels, of which this text is a minute representation. The modesty of this great soul is revealed by the fact that he rarely thought to put his signature to the voluminous writings and lessons on ageless wisdom, which he left to posterity in the care of the builders of the Adytum. also known as Boda, the Temple of Tarot, or the Holy Kabbalah. The Temple of Tarot and the Holy Kabbalah. Dr. Case entered his life's work at a very early age due to his recall of past lives as a Kabbalistic initiate and adept. His mission to translate, enlarge, and extend hitherto secret teachings of Tarot and Kabbalah into terms understandable to and usable by the modern mind, and to assure that this and coming generations would have available the timeless method of initiation in the Western occult tradition, which leads to spiritual and psychological integration, unfoldment, and illumination. Paul Foster Case came into incarnation in order to fill a great spiritual need for the modern world. His unique and effective contribution to the spiritual path of return being completed, he withdrew from his physical vessel on March 2nd, 1954. It is our profound privilege and grave responsibility to carry on the great work which Dr. Case left in our care. Membership in Boda, with its correspondence, lessons on occult psychology, tarot, holy Kabbalah, spiritual alchemy, and etc., as well as supplemental Kabbalistic diagrams, books, and tarot keys, are available to sincere aspirants who write to the builders of the Adytum, 5104 North Figueroa Street, Los Angeles, California. To you who reach for spiritual enlightenment, may light be extended upon you. In Luke's The Grand Chapter. Highlights of the Tarot. The Tarot is a textbook of occult teachings. It is intended for the use of serious aspirants who are in search of spiritual enlightenment and who are willing to devote a reasonable amount of time and thought to the discovery of the deeper meaning of life. To all such, it will prove worthy of the most diligent study and careful investigation. Those who seek to find in the Tarot an easy method of spiritual development will be disappointed. There is no easy method. Spiritual development is not brought about by external things. It is essentially an inner growth, and it is upon that principle that the Tarot is able to operate effectively. This will be explained more completely later. The Tarot is not a plaything, nor is it only a pack of cards designed for purposes of fortune telling, although this use has been utilized to preserve it for serious aspirants through the vicissitudes of time and change. Two main purposes are served by the Tarot. First, it preserves and transmits an esoteric teaching. Secondly, it evokes specific mystical, intellectual, and emotional responses from the inner consciousness of the student who has been taught how to look at it. It is no longer a secret that there exists occult teachings that reveal the true nature of man, of the universe, and of their mutual relationship. Every aspirant who has ever delved very far into philosophy, psychology, or religion has come upon evidence of such teachings. If he has the courage to take those clues seriously and the perseverance to investigate them, he is inevitably richly rewarded. There are those who approach these teachings by the avenue of the intellect. Others follow the way of emotion and intuition. The latter take the occult doctrines more upon faith than by the use of reason, and they are no less correct than their more intellectual fellows, because they can rely upon this phase of their nature to guide them aright. The Tarot serves both classes by strengthening the emotional, intuitional nature of the one and developing balanced intellectual qualities in the other. In this way, the second function of Tarot, the evocation of creative states of consciousness, is of great importance. Occult movements suffer greatly because of the lack of practical work. Members of these movements are held back from any kind of practical work largely by fear of incompetence or dangerous teachings. Their fears are not unfounded, but lack of discrimination has led them to an equally malefic impasse. They tend to allow their knowledge of occultism to be confined to such information as can be derived from the great multitude of texts upon occult subjects, neglecting one of the greatest principles which they have been taught, that true knowledge of reliable cosmic consciousness comes only from within. They forget that life is to be lived, not merely to be read about and that true spiritual progress cannot be made without practical work. Tarot is intensely practical. It is intended for everyday use. Its principles are applicable to the problems which confront everyone in the course of everyday existence. Its function is to introduce the powerful, expanded states of consciousness in the individual aspirant that will enable him to cope with life efficiently. To understand the spiritual meaning and significance of his experience and environment and his relationship to himself as an eternal being, such understanding and yeah, it's like 5:30. History of tarot, boring. Tarot. Well, the thing is that so do I, and I've read them all, and they're all the same. I'm not saying anything different. Boda, Dr. Paul Foster Case, this is all you need, but it's a spiritual alchemy system. It's not just learning how to read the basic fundamentals of the tarot cards. It's actually about how to use them, what you're supposed to use, how you're supposed to use them. So, I don't like Milo DeCat, man. He's a gatekeeping motherfucker. Like, I used to watch his Facebook lives a lot, and he's a good guy. But I don't call him a cocksucker. Like, he's not a cocksucker. He's a nice old guy, but he also doesn't say anything in his streams. That's it. Every once in a while he would, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I've read his books. Okay. Because he went into the OTO early on in the 70s. Like, he's the lead authority now on Aleister Crowley. Yeah, dude, he's big in the OTO, the gay sex cult. Whoop-de-doo, man. Bro, if you want to follow another person really awesome, Lexi Eve, Lexieve. I'll call her she. She's like trans, but she's not like a fag or anything like that. Like, she's not gay as fuck and like trying to like push her agendas on you. She hates that gay trans agenda bullshit because she's really trans. She's really been fucked with in her life and shit for being who she is. She's a gangster, bro. Her YouTube is amazing. And I was talking to her, and I was like, I was like, were you ever in? Because she's a solo practicing Thelemite, and she also does Gnostic masses under the just go into your search bar real quick and type in Lexi Eve. Lexi, like Lexi, Eve, Eve. And it'll come, like, one of the first two results will be like something about magic. Just click that shit and just. She has this one. She has this one video about the Kabbalistic invocation of Solomon, and it's a preliminary rite you could do before like you start your main practices, shit. And it's just this. On paper, it's just this plain Jane stupid ass kind of ritual, and she breaks it down like here's how you're supposed to use that. And I love that kind of stuff. I love people that do that. She doesn't ask for money. She's not selling courses. Like she just does it for the love of the game, like me. Yeah, dude. Please look up that if you like esoteric content. You know me, man. Like fucking, I only know like the good shit, man. I'm constantly on the prowl for it. How I came across her content was I was doing the yeah, dude. I was doing I wanted to start invoking Thoth, and how you do that with the Golden Dawn system. I think the Golden Dawn system is really it just resonates with me. I know that there's other ways with ceremonial magic. There's so many different things, but Golden Dawn magic is my shit, dude. Or Astrum Argentium, which is like Crowley and George Cecil Jones is like carrying on of the Golden Dawn. Is it Israel Regardie's complete Golden Dawn volume book? It's called the Black Brick. That shit's dope. Uh, here's a book. Here's a book. This is the only book you kind of need for Golden Dawn magic. It's called The Ritual Magic Manual, and it's not spelled with a K. It's MAGIC. The Ritual Magic Manual, and it's by David Griffin. And David Griffin runs the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. I don't know. Not a lot of people know that there's a Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. That's what it's called. I forget what they operate out of, somewhere in Europe or something. The reason you don't have it is because it's out of print, and it's probably like $2,000 or fucking $1,500 to get it. I have a copy. Donovan, if you could send me a message, like, I have the Golden Dawn tarot books and cards. Do you have the Golden Dawn tarot books, like, by the Ciceros? They made a really good Kabbalistic tarot book. I think that's what you're talking about. Bro, take down my Instagram. It's JFiction, all lowercase, JAYFICTION, fiction, JFiction, one word, all lowercase. On an Instagram, if you happen to have that. That's kind of like all I really have. But we can't really message and shit on YouTube, which is something I wish that they had. It's fucking retarded, they don't. But I would like to send you a couple of things, like books and stuff that I think that you would just like to like enjoy. I would like you to check out the Spiritual Magic Manual. It goes painstakingly all the way from the very beginning of everything in the Golden Dawn all the way up to Adeptus Minor, right before you do the Vault of Adepti, Osiris mystery shit, where they like it used to be you like smoked DMT and like had to be in a coffin and shit, all this cool shit, but Who knows if they do that shit anymore. It stops right before that, just like Israel regarding shit stops before that. Because after you become an adept, you have no one can tell you anything. You know all the things. Yeah, bro, please, like tonight, like today, uh, JAY fiction, J fiction, lowercase, uh, and just like type me a quick like fucking message like, hey, bro, and then I'll see that like I have that, and I'll be able to send you. So I have a link, or I have a Telegram. A lot of people don't know what Telegram is. Telegram is dope. It's completely not censored or oversaw by anybody except the moderators of the different groups and channels that are on. Um, it's dope as fuck. Dude, download Telegram. I have a I'm in the middle of building something. Like I've been teaching people shit for so long. I'm just tired of teaching the same shit. And I have an idea this time. Uh, it's only going to be like maybe 5-6 people in it. Only people that are really, really dedicated. You don't have to be Mr. fucking Damien Eccles meditating and doing ceremonial ritual magic until you're fucking, there's blisters on your feet and you pass out. But like, it's about first we start working with the Earth Grid. And it's called the Addendum of the Acaphalos. I haven't been paying attention to what Damien Eccles has been up to. You say he's out at hand? What's going on with him? That's unfortunate to hear. If you could tell me like what's going on, because I haven't been paying attention to anything lately. I have mad respect for Damien because of he got me into ceremony. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. I thought you were saying like he was like fucking like acting up. I was about to fucking be like, what? Good friends don't let friends like fucking act like dickheads. He was about to catch a beat down. He is very dedicated, but you know, it. You know what? And he still does, dude. It's just that he knows how to stay active, and if he wasn't active, like right now, like the last time I checked, he was doing like karate stuff, like taekwondo or not taekwondo. I think maybe taekwondo, and he's more active on Instagram. Instagram's the bomb.com, man. As long as you can find like the right shit to follow. I was looking at my Instagram earlier tonight. I haven't been on there in a long time. My Instagram is just amazing, filled with it's a meticulous like documentation of all the coolest shit that I've done over these past few years, and like an explanation and breakdown of everything and shit. Like you're not gonna find that like in most people's shit. Like most people wanna have flashy things and overproduced video things and this and that, and Draw you into the big casino circus, dude. You ready to buy my $24,000 course? Stop being a slave to the Matrix. Give me your money. But isn't money part of the Matrix? Shh. Also, treat your girlfriend with horrible disrespect, cheat on her, be a pimp and slap your women, and my cult sounds dope, right? My cult's like the anti fucking that. My cult's about, but cool, you'll join my cult, cool. I mean, it is a cult if you want to look at it as like a cult of like, from like Greece times, yeah. We worship the Akaphalos, the holy guardian angel. And everyone that I have respect their magical opinion on has said we really should change the initiation structure to like the probationer, their job would be to, they would get the inner order manuscripts of the Rosette Cruces, at least like the Supreme Invoking Ritual, the Pentagram, Rose Cross Ritual, and Bornless Ritual. And they're encouraged to do all that shit every single day, and that if you started with that at the very beginning, and even as a adept, went back and just started again, you would find that I believe, this is my belief, and it says this in the sacred book of Abramelin the Mage, to invoke your holy guardian angel as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Preferably before sorry. Supposedly there's 3 of us in here. Yeah, there's always like it's a fed. It's a fed. I don't know. It's the guy that likes to stand in the corner and jerk off at the orgy, dude. Don't worry about him. He's cool. He brings Slim Jims for us. Gatorade and shit. Good man. Just don't look him in the eyes. Oh, you mean where I said every politician in America should get shot, and I believe all CEOs of every single big corporation need to be killed in the middle of the street? Luigi Mangione, I really don't know if the kid did that shit. If he did, good man. He'll be straight in prison for the rest. He's good, dog. But I think that more CEOs of healthcare providers need to be killed. Yeah, bro. He looks. Listen. Yeah, we have a surveillance state here, but it's shitty. America just uses like everyone, just like everyone, veneers of like power, and people just accept that. But listen here, man. There's no goddamn way that pretty boy that was fucking had a big ass future in front of him. I just don't see it. I don't see it. All I saw was a guy with a motorcycle helmet shoot a dude. And then they pick up this kid at a McDonald's fucking 50 miles away from where he lives. Like, first of all, and it happened in the morning too. First of all, if you're up in the morning, you're going to work, so you hate life. Who in the fuck is gonna turn over and say, hey, you kind of look like that one kid? You know, that one kid that had the Vespa helmet on that shot the guy No, it's totally you if you had the helmet on. What? No one questioned it because everyone's neutered and know that asking questions just won't get answered. And I see a giant wave of apathy that's not good. But I do see that I used to be Captain Misanthropic motherfucker. But now that it's mainstream to like be fucking a sad boy and like nihilistic and all that, I ride my own tides, and sometimes I just find myself exactly diametrically where I want to be, opposed to the current bullshit. And I remember I was going fucking crazy, dude. A lot of shit in my life. Not drugs or anything like that. It was just pure like mental illness and like fucking living with people that don't. They're like they don't understand. I deal with people that just don't understand sometimes. They don't understand anything. All of life is a fucking mystery to them. And I could tell them over and over again, very quickly, just do this, this, and this. Nigga Donovan, you wanna know something funny? RVD. Yeah, I got bipolar as well. All the best people do, dog. And I have what I think. I listen. From the time I was like 6, I've been seeing psychiatrists because my mom had a touch of the Munchausen by proxy kind of thing. But I have ADD, which is like a disease or a mental whatever ailment. That only it doesn't just fuck up your it doesn't fuck up your like focus to where you can't learn. It fucks up your brain, bro. Having ADD, you can't think good. It's like you have a handicap on like thinking. You have a governor on how. So I always thought it was pussy shit. Yeah. ADD, yeah. Yeah, I am a little attention deficit because you're fucking boring, man. But then I started to read up on it, and it was like, do you often like fucking drop out of everything for like 2 months because you're completely drained of dealing with people's bullshit? Yeah, check. Do you also not have any energy usually ever? Yeah, of course. Do you also get migraine, like all this shit? What is your pain level? It's an 11, you bitch. Excuse me, sir. I will not talk to you as you talk to me like that. I'm gonna find out where you live, robot. And I'm gonna have her tied to the radiator. Rape you. Anyways, yeah, I have. So ADD, what it's like is like it fucking ruined your life. I went to medical school, and then right at the end, I couldn't finish. I just didn't go to the I didn't finish out like the internship part. Went to college, couldn't pass the math. So I just kept taking classes, and I became like, I started a philosophy class, and my philosophy professor started a poetry class, or not class, club. And I started studying philosophy and theology and history and English and etymology and fucking just all these cool things, man. A lot of cool things. Just science did not jive with me. Mathematics did not jive with me. If you get a tutor, usually like I felt if like this like little geek kid was like trying to tell me like fucking how to do shit, I might be liable to tell him to fucking suck my dick. If any of this goes back to the principal, I'm gonna put you right where I fucking found you and your parents. Hey Donovan, I bet you have trauma, like everyone has trauma, but you probably have a little significantly more trauma than the average bear. I'll go ahead and go on a limb and say that. Tell me if I'm wrong, but it has been my personal observation that people that have like more trauma tend to be more attuned to all this working. Okay, yeah. Huh. I mean, it's a thought of mine. It's a little believey of mine that like it's not a steadfast like thing I believe wholeheartedly. It's just like it seems to me. It's like satanic ritual abuse, Project MK Ultra, trauma-based mind control shit. They were trying to get these people to become spies, and instead they turned them into like psychics, adepts and shit. Because they were seriously traumatized to their way past their breaking points, to where their mind shattered, and then like you could bring up pieces of their mind because you would just, the mind is just like a computer, and you give it prompts, just like ChatGPT. You do that to your computer when it boots up, and you put it into like whatever mode, and like you're in the you pretend you're in the Matrix and shit or whatever. That's where you can just simply go through and be like, oh well, here's this. You know? Trauma creates adepts. Is it good to be traumatized? No. Is it the end of the world, and will it destroy you? That depends on you. Alright, bro. If you let things destroy you, if you think things are going to destroy you, they will. If you won't let anything destroy you, nothing's going to destroy you. Who's the devil, Donovan? You and your animal nature. Iopan. It's the devil. Yeah, the only thing that'll stop you is you, man. Who's your enemy? Me. No, I'm just really stoned, man. Thank you for your concern. That I'm just stoned, dude. Medical weed. I like that answer, man. And if you had any answer that was outside of yourself, the only enemies we have are us. Bro, I know. Could you tell me, are you sober from cannabis too? I just want to get an enemies thing real quick though. The only enemy you'll ever have is yourself. We have the best. Cool. Dude, I was just about to. That came into my head about 2 minutes ago, and I made a mental note to bring that up to you. Psilocybin has really, really helped me in the past year understand what I've been doing, or cement what I've been doing with like magical ritual. It cemented it, I integrated it, and became what I was doing and drilling every day. If that makes any sense. And I could only, and I did it. It's not, I could do it without anything, but bro, psilocybin will absolutely help that, bro. As long as you stay sharp. Um, Psilocybin will actually absolutely help that. Got you. Yeah, dude. All things can be reversed. Is if people let shit go on and on and on and on and on, and that's why things that could have been preventable or treatable. People waste their time and they don't think about like, hey, how do I maybe like not lose my fucking mind? Yeah, dude. Doctors, it's not their fault, but they don't really know an awful lot, actually. I'm good friends with my psychiatrist who's also a medical doctor, or was back in the day. And he doesn't lie to me at all. We're good friends. Sometimes he'll call me after work and we'll talk late into the night. Because he's in his 70s and he is just getting introduced to occultism these past few years through me. Like, you can use tarot cards tremendously for psychotherapy, and like, there's so many applications for this kind of stuff in psychotherapy. But anyways, he was like, I was like, Doctor, I'm smarter than, I went to medical school. I was like, I didn't like the doctors. I was like, dude, I'm smarter than these fucking people. How are they doctors? They just know how to follow directions well. They're not creative. Surgeons are creative and good, but like, other than that, like, you have a nurse take blood pressures and vital signs and all this shit, and then you walk in, talk to the patient for 5 minutes, give them 10 bunch of fucking pharmaceuticals, and then walk out the room to the next one to do the same thing over and over again, each one charging them like $200-300 to be there, every single person. I always used to wonder what made these fucking doctors like keep going from room to room to room to room, because when you're getting paid like that, you're like fucking doing the Ric Flair. Woo. I'm glad I haven't fucking slept in 3 days and I've been fucking taking care of people, because I'm gonna get my check tonight and it's gonna be fucking 15 grand, son. I'm buying the biggest block of black tar heroin and just going, whoa. Doctors are drug addicts too. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that they told you, like, hey, get your affairs in order. And 8 years later, you're sitting there with like your dick in your hand, like, cocksucker. Very glad that you are here, though, man. Fuck dementia. Being so good at sleight of hand is a lot of neural pathways that you've created. That's what psilocybin does to help, is it creates new neural pathways and it creates neuroplasticity so you can grow to brain cells and shit like this. And keep practicing with your cards and stuff and being dexterous with your hands and fucking being able to sit for 5 hours with your cards and just do that kind of stuff. Adderall. Yeah, why am I not surprised, man? I ride electric unicycles. Bro, you're like part of the tribe, man. You're part of my tribe, man. You're funny, dude. Why am I not surprised, bro? But listen, no, I've never been on a unicycle. Dun, 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 dun. Do you juggle too while you're doing that? Going 20 miles an hour down like a fucking crowded sidewalk. Get the fuck out of the way. Can't you see a man is juggling here? Fuck all of you. I'm coming back with a gun. Magician makes 15 people disappear at local plaza tonight. Now you see him? Hey, people, huh? I could bring him back, I swear. Fuck. I think I gotta bring him back before the police get here. Fuck. Get me mugwort, 4 lapis lazuli crystals, the Bornless Ritual manuscript, stat. End up in the same cell with Captain fucking. Hello, Zara. Good morning. Welcome. Yeah. Sharing the same cell as like old Pierre. That dude, I hope he goes to prison, man. That dude's been robbing y'all blind. Taking like fucking like other world leaders on expensive trips and all this and that. God, yeah, not Pierre. Justin Trudeau, yes, I'm sorry. Justin Trudeau. Like, that dude, like, yeah, I'm sorry, yeah. I hope Pierre, like, I don't trust any politicians. I like that Pierre dude. I like Donald Trump. Even though a lot of people don't like him, they're ill-informed and they're just like orange man bad. I'm told by people, but from 2016 to 2020, most of the shit that dude said that he would do, he did. Fuck yeah, dude. That guy's a baller, man. I mean, I really, really hope he's not full of shit. I don't really think he's full of shit. I look in that guy's eyes, he's for real. Just because he can dismantle reporters that are trying to do a gotcha moment on him, and he's just like, what? That's not how it goes. That's how it goes. And he just breaks simple. It's simple. The truth is real simple. When things get complicated, that's when you know you're dealing with some fuckery. And you just need to walk away from that. Back away and say, you're fucked up and lying. Bye. Yeah, dude, fuck yeah. I don't even have to ask you if you like Trump because I already knew that. Anyone that likes freedom, likes to have their own shit, is a West, like, supports, like, how we live in the West, and doesn't want a fucking downfall of all the shit that all our ancestors worked so hard for us to be here for. Major cowardice to try to burn it all down. When I was 13, I wanted to be an anarchist. Not really, but like I felt like society had no place and sucked and this and that and blah blah blah. Every 13-year-old thinks that way, especially fucking 90s to the early 2000s, 80s. people grew up with like real, you know, grassroots movements of punks and fucking goth shit, and we don't have to be like everybody else, all that kind of stuff. But it wasn't so. Nothing was so commercialized yet. Everything's so fucking commercialized. Buy my course, man. By the way, Donovan, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and spend a pretty penny on my non-existent course. Like, everything is fucking commercialized, dude. What were you doing? Oh, that's awesome. I made Zara leave. Stand in photo double. Dope. Dude, I'm the old guy. Yeah. It's funny, right? It's like saying the name of Jesus Christ and demons will flee. If you want to know who's in your midst, kind of loudly say that you really like Trump's policies. You know what I'm saying? And watch who walks away from you. Watch who walks. I can't handle this crazy man that is for sensible reforms. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I don't care about people watching my shit. Like, I do this for the OGs, dude. I do this for real gangsters, real people that really are about it. Yeah, it's just me and you right now. It's cool, man. Like, I post these and shit. Like, I don't know if you're aware of how YouTube does shit, dude. But sipping on some scissor. Sipping on some scissor. Um, I do lives. At first, I was doing them just because they upload immediately after you're done. You just press end and it posts them straight up to your shit. But it goes under a different tab on like the like on like my YouTube channel. All the stuff, all the lives that I do, that's how I record. Because I do it all on phone. It takes too long to upload. I'm not into like waiting 2 hours to upload a fucking video. So I just do it live. Fuck it, we'll do it live. And it uploads straight to my shit. But you have to go to the live tab and a lot of people do, I guess streaming is kind of big or something now. I've been into streaming shit for a long time. I'm just saying, like, fucking this video and all other like videos that I do are all lives, and they're under the live tab, so it might look, yeah. Oh, dude, live is dope. If you feel if you wanna come on with me, I can stop this one. We can go live together on YouTube if you want to like just fuck around with that or whatever. But like, that's cool too. Like, you can go live with one other person, with like a homie. That's cool. Yeah. hold on one second. I don't know. Hold on.